Hello and welcome to Crafty Carol. Today you'll note that I'm crafting in my pajamas. I've decided to make a garland of greens and some shades of purple for spring and Easter on my sideboard where we keep our fancy dishes at the cottage. A lot of fun to make and very easy. I started by using a base green that I normally would use at the Christmas holiday season. It allows for a lot more volume when you put your other greens on it, and it ends up being hidden, so it doesn't feel Christmassy at all when you add your other greens and the flowers and other pieces that you want to add to it. And of course, use the colors that you want. I decided, because of what I have, because I like to recycle the craft materials that I have, I decided to go with shades of purple and lavender. And here's some eucalyptus. I have purchased eucalyptus greens for my wedding that's been postponed, of course, for another year due to the pandemic. But as long as I'm not using any glue, I'm able to recycle and reuse them. So what I'm doing is using the greens that are the base, and I'm using those stems to use as a twist tie to keep the eucalyptus in place. That way there's no hot glue and I'm not damaging either of the greens, and I'll be able to recycle and use them again. I ended up in the end using 3 of the eucalyptus greens in order to cover up what I like to call the Christmas garland and give it a nice base for the spring decor. So as you can see, that's starting to fill in and starting to hide I think it's pine under, it's supposed to be pine under there. And then finally the last strand that'll cover that bit at the front there. So you'll notice that we're at the cottage. You're seeing fishing rods and canoe paddles attached to the wall there. So it gives you a good feel of what it's like to be at the cottage. I decided then to add some lavender sparkly sheer ribbon that just gives it a light feel. Again, it's nothing opaque or heavy. Of course, you can add more or less, whatever you feel is best. I like to use a back and forth motion, almost like a V shape as I go along. You'll notice one towards the front and then one towards the back. For me, it tends to work best to fill out the space I'm trying to fill and give it a nice flow. And then if you come back and you're using another ribbon, you can do the opposite direction with the second ribbon to ensure that you can see both and at the same time get the fullness that you're looking for. In this case, I wanted to go with something light and didn't want to fill in my greens too much. So just cutting the edges of the ribbon there to finish off the 2 ends. And there's the ribbon done. Now, I've had these purple hydrangea, I have red and white as well, that I got at one of the crafting stores, I want to say Michael's, very, very many years ago, probably close to 8 years ago when they were on sale. And I have been able to use them in so many crafts and decorations over the years, and they have been invaluable to me in crafting. And again, I avoid using the glue. And I got some eggs, Easter eggs, that are again in spring colors, decorated lightly, and just to add some white or something to attract the eye and look Eastery. The nice thing about that again is I'm not gluing these in, I'm just placing them in. And the nice thing is that I'll be able to reuse the eggs, and after Easter I can take the eggs out and add some more flowers to the garland and just make it more spring-like versus specific to Easter. And again, I have to keep everything low because I have to be able to open the doors. So it would be great to be able to add some height to this, but unfortunately I'm not able to because of the purposefulness of the piece of furniture. And here you have the finished product. Again, use the colors that you want to use, and